All right, some of you might know that I do this performance poetry piece, writing on demand, that I call Poem Store. It's been my only job for almost 6 years now. Underneath Poem Store is sort of the fuel for what I'm doing with Go Ahead and Like It, which is this one-on-one connection that I have with people when I'm writing them a poem. Because for me, as a writer, it's always been a little different. I'm not a hermit. I don't like go hide away and tuck myself away. I'm a very public writer. So the thought of writing books has always been like, well, I need to make it like, I need to go on tour. I need to go see the people. I need to tell them what I'm feeling. I need to read them the poems. I need to make a list with them. I need to see what they like. I want to understand the human condition. This book began many, many years ago because someone gave me a note, and in this note was a list of things that he liked. And this is how I got to know him and how I got to be friends with him. And it inspired me, and I started doing it myself, and I noticed that I would pick up a piece of paper and a pen if I was on a long bus ride, if I was bored in class, if I had to wait in the doctor's office, if I was feeling sad, if I was feeling disconnected from my peers, if the reasons go on and on. So over the years, I started to collect these lists, and I realized, oh, this is a really beneficial practice. I will do some sort of slideshow and discuss, the guts of the book, the heart of the book. But really what I want to do with these events that I'm planning for this tour is have a really interactive experience with the audience. Like, get everyone to make their own lists of things that they like, which is what the book's about. You can also see how inspired people become by writing a list and what it brings out of them. This is something that really evokes a lot of inner thought and things that maybe you wouldn't touch upon on a daily basis, but that do touch you on a daily basis that you might overlook without this process of actually being asked to write a list. We'll have typewriters set up where people can come and type their own lists, and paper and pens, and they'll be all tacked up on the wall. Oftentimes there's an installation where there's just a lot of old lists that I've collected over the years. They're really beautiful in different colors, and everyone can read those to become inspired to write their own lists. So the process of making lists can be something that's very personal, that you do in a private space. So a lot of times at different events I'll create a fort or a little confessional where people can go in and create their own lists and kind of have a private moment to think and feel about the things that they like. But also, making lists can be a really connective thing. It can be something that's very social. And so certain times I've hosted events and little parties and things and gather people together where they make lists together, and we kind of go around and we swap lists, and no one knows whose list is whose, and everyone reads the lists out loud, and we kind of get to see where they overlap, and oh, that's something I never would have thought to like, but indeed that inspires me. So on this book tour also, I'm thinking that it would be great to reach larger audiences, not just because I want to inspire more people, of course that's part of it, but also because I feel like this book reaches a larger audience. This is the kind of book that can touch anyone. I've had all different kinds of people read it, and all different kinds of people make lists of things that they like, and it works. And so to me this seems like something that is broader in general already. It's not just a book of poems that some people are interested in poetry and some people aren't. And although I think poetry can touch everyone, which I've seen in Poem Store, I think that this list making thing is really something that is for a much wider audience. And so I'm excited to reach out to universities and different colleges and school settings where I can have events there, and larger bookstores in different towns, and maybe go places that I've never been before, and be a participant in some sort of larger artistic culture that's happening right now.